Shalom. All right. Making sure audio's good. Hey, Shalom out there. Shalom. All right, there we go. Beautiful. Hey, Shalom. Before I get started with this lesson, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who taught me this truth. Double salutations to all you Akim out there laboring in the house of David, the elect, is pushing his word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom to you, brothers, and shalom to the elect. All right. Back with another quick lesson through the Holy Spirit, the Rakakwadash. All right. Pray this lesson is informative and also edifying to the elect out there, the sincere believers in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right. Title of this quick lesson here, which frameth mischief by law. Hebrews off the street corners, famine of the word. All right. Just kind of responding to a couple of videos that came out. As you people know out there, you know, we are in the time of the famine of the word. This thing is getting intense. And I wanted to show in this lesson in a couple of articles that there is multiple laws or bills that are being passed in various states that are coming down on what you would call, you know, the freedom of speech. And I'm gonna show that in a second. But you know, as I like to do, just want to remind, you know, the viewers out there of, you know, the videos that came out in the past of, you know, just to show you that, you know, as Yahweh Hashem Shah warned us of these times. All right, so let's get into it. All right, famine of the word, the Hebrew Israelites off the streets. All right, it's going down, man. So it's not a lot. It's not a lot of time left, you know, to get this word. You know, this is why, you know, you got to take this thing seriously, man. You know, get all you can out of this, out of these videos, out of the lessons. You know, the teachings from the apostles and elders, the bishops on down. All right, because this word is precious and it's not going to be. You're not going to have access to it very long, is the point. All right. So anyway, let's get into this thing. All right, bear with me. Let me share my screen real quick. And Lord willing, the audio and everything is on point. No issues. All right. All right. Salakia. That's not what I wanted. Bear with me 1 second. Let's see, which one is it? All right, that's it right there. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and get right into it.
Investigation. So are white supremacist groups under racially motivated violent extremism? Or do white supremacists have a whole separate category?
Well, again, I want to stay away from the use of the word groups. We certainly investigate white supremacist motivated violent extremism on the same category that we're talking about. So, for example, we just last month arrested 8 members, I think, of a group known as the Base. And there were arrests that were made not just in my home state of Georgia, but also
getting ready to go to Virginia, correct? That was the group that was on their way to Virginia?
I think that's right. I can't remember that detail specifically.
So there are organizations, and I understand that, you know, when you say you just investigate individuals, I mean, that you just gave an example of a group. So I know that there are a lot of white supremacist groups. And so my question to you is about Black groups. And so I don't know, maybe they're Black individuals, but under the category of Black identity extremism, formally, there were organizations such as the one in Texas and the individual in Texas that was arrested. He was incarcerated for a while, and then after being incarcerated and going on trial, he was released. He had activity on a website, and he also had literature when he was arrested. Are you familiar with the case that I'm talking about? We've talked about it before.
I think so, yeah.
So my question is, are there African Americans or Black groups or individuals that are currently a part of the racially motivated violent extremism category?
Well, again, I don't know that I would speak in terms of investigating groups. We investigate individuals, and in some instances, individuals with co-conspirators. And I would say certainly there are individuals who we categorize and track under the racially motivated violent extremism part of our program management, who are African Americans targeting others. So, for example, you probably saw some of the reporting about the killing of the individuals in Jersey City, including the killing of the people in the kosher supermarket.
I did.
Those individuals were associated themselves with something called the Black Hebrew Israelite.
Oh, I'm very familiar with them. So
that would be in that category.
So let's use that as an example, because I'm very familiar with that group. That group is in several what'd you say? Yeah, well, excuse me, but I'm taking the prerogative of the chair. Using that group as an example, is that a group, because they are open, I mean, you see them on street corners in different groups, they're not a secret group at all. Is that group part of the racially motivated extremism? The group, I understand the act that took place, I understand the individuals, and it's not clear their level of association.
What I would say to you on that is that we have some investigations into individuals who associate themselves with that movement.
Beyond those two people?
Yes.
Okay. And Director Ray, documents published in...
There you go, man. So as we see, man, this type of stuff, the laws, the decrees have been set forth to come after us, man. All right. So it's really of no surprise. All right. So we understand that this thing is getting very serious, man. And I want to say this too, when it all comes down, all right, when Esau officially comes down with the narrative to trash us, to slander us, to put us on some type of smear campaign, you're going to have people out there that are going to have our backs. All right. You're going to have people that's going to defend us, like this Jake woman. She says she's very familiar with the Israelites, man. They know. All right. So at the end of the day, a lot of this shit Esau is trying to set up is not going to really, it's not really going to stick. Matter of fact, let me get a scripture. All right. And I want to play the video from the brother Azan Amath out there in Cali. I want to play his intro of his video because it was real heavy. But I want to get this scripture real quick. Bear with me. All right. Salakia. There we go. So let's get that scripture in Jeremiah. I was thinking about that one. All right. So this is Jeremiah chapter 15. Jeremiah chapter 15 and verse 20. It says, "And I will make thee unto this people a fenced brazen wall, and they shall fight against thee, but they shall not prevail against thee." Exactly. So the Lord, he likened us. He said he was going to liken us into a fenced brazen wall. All right. We're going to have the protection of the Lord. The Lord, Yahweh Shema Shah, is going to be with us regardless. All right. It says, I will make thee unto this people a fenced brazen wall, and they shall fight against thee, and they shall not prevail against thee. And Esau is going to fight against us with these grievous laws, with these false narratives, with these lies. Because remember, according to Revelation 12 and 10, he's been labeled as the accuser of our brethren. All right. So none of his stories, none of his narrative is going to stick against the Israelites, against the elect. All right. And they should fight against thee, but they should not prevail against thee. For I am with thee. See, for I am with thee to save thee and to deliver thee, saith the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shah. So the Lord promised us that he was going to be with us until the end of the world, always, man. So as we go through the straits, as we go through these various trials, Yahweh Shema Shah is going to be with us, man. All right. Verse 21, it says, and I will deliver thee out of the hand of the wicked. You see? And I will redeem thee out of the hand of the terrible. So Yahweh Shema Shai is going to deliver us out of the hands of Esau, man. All right. He's not going to prevail against the elect, as it is written at the end of the day, man. Because right now, as we always go into, is the spirit of the Lord, the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai, that's tearing Esau down, that's destroying the strongholds at the end of the day. Right? Jeremiah 5 and verse 14, it says, wherefore thus saith the Lord, power Yahweh Shema Shai of hosts, because you speak this word, behold, I will make my words in thy mouth fire, and this people wood, and it shall devour them. Right? So the people, all right, the wicked basically, all right, they're being devoured by the words of the Lord. All right. So the only thing left is to come down with these different grievous laws and decrees to get rid of the scriptures, man, to get rid of the word, to get the prophets off the streets. All right, because every day when they see us, they're condemned. The scriptures say that how was it in Wisdom of Solomon, how the sight of us, is grievous unto them. Matter of fact, let me get that. Right, bear with me real quick. I believe it's in Wisdom of Solomon. Right, the sight of us is grievous to the wicked. Roughly paraphrase. Let me see. Wisdom of Solomon, the 2nd chapter. Right, bear with me. So it's Wisdom of Solomon. Let's see. Wisdom of Solomon. I thought it was in here, but I want to read this. Wisdom of Solomon 2, and we'll start at 12. Wisdom of Solomon 2 and 12 in the Apocrypha, and it reads, it says, therefore let us lie and wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn. All right. That's why these devils are plotting and scheming, creating these unrighteous decrees and whatnot. It says, therefore let us lie and wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn, and he is clean contrary to our doings. He upbraideth us with our offending the law. All right. Because really, as I said before, it's the testimony that we hold, the testimony of Yahweh Shema Shai, is what's destroying Esau. All right. It says he upbraideth us with our offending the law, and objective to our infamy, the transgressions of our education. All right. Verse 13, he professeth to have the knowledge of Yahweh Shema Shai, and he calleth himself the child of the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, which is prophecy, Isaiah 44. All right. It talked about how pretty much the elect would spring up among the watercourses. One shall name himself by the name of Jacob, and the other shall name himself by the name of Israel. This is prophecy, man. Basically, pursuant to Ezekiel 37, the breath would enter back into those dry bones, and they will stand back upon their feet. Revelation 11 and verse 11 as well. All right. The breath entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. All right. So these devils, you better believe these devils are shook, man. All right. Because the awakening of Israel represents the downfall and the destruction of Esau, the wicked. All right. It says, for he professes to have the knowledge of Yahweh Shema Shai, and he calleth himself the child of the Lord. Verse 14, it says, he was made to reprove our thoughts. Right. And the Lord said that in Psalms, Psalms 50? Right. The Lord said that he would set them in order right before their eyes. The Lord has prepared that table in the midst of our enemies, man. All of this madness is going on, the end of the world, the end of Esau's empire, his kingdom, World War III, all these things that are being set forth. And here it is. The Lord is raising up the elect. All right. He's raising up that spiritual tabernacle, man. You see? Verse 15, it says he is grievous. There we go. Verse 15, he is grievous unto us, even to behold. So we're grievous unto the sight of the wicked, man. Every day when they see us on the street corners, on these videos, it causes these devils grief, man. Right? Every day they're hearing their destruction, their downfall, the end of their kingdom, man. So you better believe they want to get us out the way. Right? He is grievous unto us, even to behold, for his life is not like other men's. His ways are of another fashion. See? Verse 16, we are esteemed of him as counterfeits, as frauds. All right. The 48ers, small hats. All right. You're not the people of the Lord. You're not the sons of God. All right. And that's the narrative that's continuously talked about all throughout the planet Earth. All right. Everybody's talking about who the true Israelites are and who are those people over there in the land of Israel today. All right. The story, the narrative is not adding up, man. You see that? Because all these things, as the lesson that I did before, it all stems back to anti, you know what? How they're figuring out different ways to combat anti, you know the rest, right? To keep that narrative going, to keep people from scrutinizing and criticizing those that are in the power seat right now. You see? It says, we are esteemed of him as counterfeits. He abstaineth from our ways as from filthiness. He pronounces the end of the just to be blessed. Right. Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. He pronounces the end of the just to be blessed, and he maketh his boast that Yahweh Shem Shai is his father. There you go, man. All right. No way around it. So anyway, let's play this clip here. Right. The Lord willing, you know, I got to keep checking to make sure the sound is on point. Make sure they don't cut my audio off or whatnot. So hang in there with me. You know, I got to check off another window just to make sure we still going. All right, we still going. Beautiful. All right. So anyway, let's play this brother's video real quick. This is he had a very powerful intro to his lesson here. Right. They want the Hebrew Israelites off the American street corners, right? This is from the brother Azan Ha'amath out there in Sacramento, California. All right, brother goes hard, right? So let me change my screen real quick. All right.
We're in real trouble as a nation. We're in real trouble, and you guys are following. Actually, you're leading, I think, because you guys have just introduced a bill yesterday that is bone chilling.
Let me tell you what's going on in Canada, because as I always say, what happens in Canada today may happen in the U.S. 5 years from now. It's like we're a bad time machine to see your future. This week, Justin Trudeau introduced a new bill called Bill C-63. It's got a lot of things in it that are atrocious. He's created a new hate crime bill, life in prison, new hate crime law. There's nothing that gets you life in prison in Canada, not even murder, but hate speech now does. He's created a pre-crime for hate. If you have, quote, fear of hate, that's the title of the section of the law, you can get a judge to issue a kind of restraining order against your enemy before he does anything, before he says anything. And that restraining order can include house arrest, giving up any lawful firearms, limiting who he can talk to directly or indirectly, limiting the places he can go, and requiring him to take urine and blood tests. Just because you are, quote, afraid he might in the future say some hate speech. He doesn't have to have done anything in the past. This is a pre-crime, like in that science fiction movie, Minority Report. That's in this bill. Let me tell you other things in this bill. Trump is being prosecuted by high-profile prosecutors. Trudeau has one-upped that. Trudeau has now said that anyone in Canada, even non-citizens, can file hate speech complaints against anyone. And if they're successful, they get $20,000 from the target, and the target has to pay a fine of up to $50,000. So let me just say this more clearly. If there's anyone on social media, because this is a social media law Trudeau's introduced, if there's anyone who has a YouTube video, a tweet, a Facebook comment that you think creates hate, you can go to the Canadian Human Rights Tribunal and complain about it. You don't have to hire a lawyer. You don't have to spend any money. The government will have the hearing. And if your complaint is upheld, you get 20 grand from the victim. 20 goes to the complainant, and an additional 50 goes to the government. So you're on the hook for 70 grand a pop.
Yeah, so you better believe people gonna be snitching their asses off. You know, and the scriptures go into that, man. How people are gonna try to give us up, things of that nature. It's all prophecy. So they're incentivizing people for pretty much telling on the prophets, man. Anybody that speaks a narrative against America, what they would consider hate. And I got some articles lined up here just to show you how serious this thing is, you know.
Oh, and by the way, this applies to all of your historical work that's online. So as long as it's still online and you control it,
Oh my gosh.
they can go back through your history, 5 years, 10 years, and why wouldn't they complain about literally every tweet you make, literally every YouTube video? There's no cost, there's no downside, and even if only 5% of your complaints get through to the target, you're smacking them with 20 grand for yourself and a 50 grand fine. This will create a huge industry. So Trudeau saw what they were doing to Trump and said, I can do one better. I'm not going to have a few sniper shots. I'm going to have a shotgun blast. I'm going to have hundreds of complaints swarming my enemies, and I don't even have to do it. I will mobilize a woke army. But there's one more thing, and people can't believe it when I tell it to them, but it's right there in the law in black and white. You can make a complaint in secret, and the target of your complaint never gets to know your identity. You can give evidence in secret. The complaint can be made in secret. So you could have a company, a political party, a busybody who's literally filing 100 a day, and you'll never know it. And let me just be clear about one thing. You don't have to be a victim. You don't have to have any standing. You don't have to be mentioned at all. You can just do this as a hobby, as an obsession, as a job, as a political vengeance. Maybe you're a disgruntled ex-employee. This is all in Bill C-63, and you take it all together, this is the most draconian anti-free speech bill anywhere in the world.
There you go. All right, you heard it, man. Let me get a scripture. All right, I was thinking about that Luke, the 21st chapter. Let's get that real quick. All right. This is the book of Luke, chapter 21. All right. This is Luke 21 and verse 12, and it reads, it says, but before all these, they shall lay their hands on you and persecute you, delivering you up to the synagogues and into prisons. All right. They're talking about hefty fines, thousands upon thousands of dollars. All right. And you being thrown into prison based off, your speech and what you put on the internet, man. All right. Esau is taking it all the way there. All right. It says, and delivering you up to the synagogues and into prisons, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake, man. This is what Yahushua warned us of, man. All right. Hey, Isaiah 13, verse 2, it tells you that the word of the Lord has gone up to the gates of the nobles. All right. Yahushua said that we would be brought before kings and rulers for his name's sake, man. All right. Let that settle in. All right. This is serious business. It says, verse 13, it says, and it shall turn to you for a testimony. Settle it not therefore in your hearts not to meditate before what you shall answer. For I will give you a mouth and wisdom, which all your adversaries should not be able to gainsay nor resist. You see that? And this is why they can't come against this word, man. They can do nothing against the truth before the truth. All right. So the last resort is just to come down on us, man. Get us off the streets, remove our videos, come up with these unrighteous decrees and these fines to get us locked up. You see? It says the point, and you shall be betrayed both by parents and brethren and kinsfolks and friends, and some of you shall they cause to be put to death, right? So as we saw in the video, all right, they're giving incentives to people to basically to tell on us. All right, they're going to be rewarded with money. All right, what they deem as hate speech, any type of words that make them uncomfortable, things that they don't agree with, right? They can basically they can send you up. All right, It says, and it says, and some of you shall they cause to be put to death. Right? Because some of us may be martyrs for this truth, man. That's part of the straight gate. That's part of the bitter, man, of this walk. You see, it says, and ye should be hated of all men for my name's sake. See? But there, because we coming into the time, you better believe that the name of Yahweh Shai is going to be labeled anti, you know what? For you even, it's probably gonna get to the point for you even saying the Lord's name to be deemed as hate speech, man. All right, that's the type of bizarre world that we live in. So don't be surprised when these things get concrete and established into law. It says, and you should be hated for all men for my name's sake, but there should not a hair of your hair, but there should not a hair of your head perish, and your patience possess ye your souls. Right. So hey. We got a great battle to endure that's coming, man. All right. The shit is about to get real. But anyway, I want to get these articles real quick. All right, just to further add on. All right. All right, so this came out a couple of days ago. This is from America's First Report. It says there is a war on free speech, and they won't ever be satisfied until it is completely eradicated, right? And there's definitely a war on free speech, all right? That's clear. Everything that we see that's going on right now. So I'm just going to read a little bit, jump around. So it says the freedom to say whatever we want is one of the most fundamental rights in a free society. If we are not free to speak up, it is just a matter of time before all of our other rights are taken away as well. So it should deeply alarm all of us that free speech is under attack like never before. Much of the population has been convinced that quote unquote hate speech is a special class of speech that does not deserve protection. All right, because we're in a time where truth is deemed as hate speech. All right. It says, of course, in practice, hate speech, quote unquote, ends up being whatever forms of expression that the leftist elite hate. This is why hate speech laws are always written so vaguely. That way they can be used to go after whoever the leftist elite feel like going after that at that time. All right. It says it is not always easy to have a society where people are allowed to say whatever they want. People say things all the time that deeply offend me, and there are some that have said things about me that are tremendously hateful and untrue. All right. Anyways, jumping down. All right, because really this is the transition of the this new order that's coming to pass, man. All right. Remember, you got the the social credit scores. All right. You're going to be judged based off the things you put on the internet, your viewpoints, your opinions. All right. This is all tied into this new system that's coming to pass, man. Right. But anyway, jumping down. It says this is why what is happening in the state of Washington is so alarming. A new law would allow private individuals to collect up to $2,000 every time they report someone to the new quote hate crimes and bias incidents hotline. All right. So, right, I'm not going to read all of this, but there's a couple articles that came out of this article, different bills that are being passed now. Let's click this one. Right. Senate Bill 5427. Hold on, let me pull another one up. Bear with me. Right, just to make my point. All right. So here we go. Let's blow this up. Just to give you an example, because there's different states right now outside of Canada, but there's different states in America that are already issuing forth these different bills to combat so-called hate speech, man. All right. So here's one from the state of Washington. It says, send your neighbor to prison for what they call wrong speak. It says get $2,000 from taxpayers in the state of Washington. You see? So it says, hotline to abuse your neighbor for bias incidents. Senate Bill 5427 after it is signed into law would allow private individuals to report bias incidents to the state attorney general's office with possibility of receiving up to $2,000 of taxpayers' money for this non-criminal incident. The bill was very clear. This is a non-crime which they will then forward to local law enforcement to investigate. It says what's to investigate? No crime, no investigation. So here you go, right? Just to give you an example, all right, of all of these unlawful decrees that they're trying to issue forth. Here's another one, right? Same thing, all right? The wrong bill introduced. Jail for Americans, all right? We're not going to read all of this, all right? Let me just read this paragraph here. It says, the AG defines domestic violence extremism as much more than real blood in the streets violence. Ferguson includes online disinformation and anti-government ideologies as examples of the domestic violence extremism, as you heard in the beginning of this video, all right, dealing with the FBI director, all right, Christopher Wray, saying that they're watching the Israelites. They've been categorized as a radical extremist group. He said, what he said, we don't watch groups, we watch individuals, which is all bullshit, right? But you see, it's all in motion, is my point here, right? It says, going back, it says Ferguson includes online disinformation, anti-government ideologies, and examples of the domestic violence extremism they want to criminalize. Actually, street violence is acceptable under this bill so long as it's committed by thugs pushing Democrat narratives and Marxist agendas, as was promoted in Washington and Oregon during the month-long racist riots of 2020. All right. So you already know, man. We're not gonna read all of this. You viewers out there, you get it, man. All right. Another one, right? This came out last year, 2023. It says Michigan hate crime law is unconstitutional, full stop. Because right now Esau's, he's pushing laws and decrees to protect the wicked, man. Right? So these are the key takeaways from the bill HB 4474. It says it would make a felony hate crime offense to cause someone to feel, terrorize, frighten, or threaten. All right, you see this bullshit? All right. So it could be a hate crime to make somebody feel terrorized, frightened, or threatened with words. All right. This is where the society is going to, man. It says its preferred messages require affirmation of another's gender, identity, or pain, or criminal penalty, even if the speaker believes that sex is binary or immutable. It says the government may not prohibit expression merely because it might prove offensive to some or run contrary to its stated policy objectives. All right. I just want to read this and we'll grab some scriptures. Bear with me. All right. Just to show you that these little these bills are, they're becoming active in different states now. All right. So it says last month, the Michigan House passed Bill 4474, legislation that would expand the state's existing Ethnic Intimidation Act beyond current protections for religions, ethnicity, and race to categories including sexual orientation and gender identity and expression. HB 4474 would make it a felony hate crime offense to cause someone to feel terrorized, frightened, or threatened with words, deliberately misgendering someone, for example, subject to a potential penalty of 5 years in prison and a $10,000 fine. You see? Come on, man. Wicked. But anyway, all right. This is Psalms 50 and 19. It says, thou givest thy mouth to evil and thy tongue frameth deceit. And how does he do this? Through his laws. All right. Through his unrighteous decrees, his draconian measures. All right. All this to protect the wicked. We're coming into the time where you're not going to have the ability to say anything, man. All right. Against the wicked. It says Psalms 94 verse 20, it says, shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law. You see that? And this is how these devils get away. By framing mischief by law, man. All right, because hey, these devils, their backs are against the wall, man. All right, Esau knows that his destruction is on the horizon, man. This is the end. All right, this word has consumed him. Right, 2 Thessalonians. All right, let's get that real quick, man. All right, these devils are big hurt, man. 2 Thessalonians 2:5. Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things, and now you know what withholdeth that he might be revealed in his time. And Esau, all right, the so-called white man, the devil that the Bible speaks of, is being revealed in his time. All right, his exposure, him being revealed, parallels with his destruction. It says, "For the mystery of iniquity doeth already work; only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way." The point, it says, "And then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai shall consume with the spirit of his mouth." Yeah, going back to the prophets. All right, he's being consumed by the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai, which is coming through the prophets of the Lord. Whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming, man. So, hey, Esau, there's nothing he can do, man. You see that? Here's another point. All right, just want to, I don't want this lesson to be too long. I just want to hit these quick articles to show you how serious this thing is getting, man. All right, which frameth mischief by law, Hebrews off the street corners, famine of the word, man. All right, just going back to the bill that was passed in Canada. All right, this is from National Post. New liberal online harms bill to make online hate punishable up to life in prison. Right? Bill 6 C63 aims to force social media user uploaded adult content and live streaming services to reduce exposure to online content deemed hateful. All right. So these niggas is talking about putting you in prison for life for what you post on social media, man. Shows you how hurt these devils are, man. You know, so we ain't got to read this. You brothers out there, you know what it is. All right. All in the name of stopping hate. You know, shit is ridiculous, man. All right. To stop extremism and radicalization online, man. Come on. Right. This is Psalms 140 in verse 1. It says, "Deliver me, O Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, from the evil man. Preserve me from the violent man," which is the Edomite, which imagine mischiefs in their heart, as we just read, which frameth mischief by law, which imagine mischiefs in their heart and their mind. Continually are they gathered together for war. Hey, this is war, man. Okay, this is truly spiritual war. Ephesians, the 6th chapter. All right, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against spiritual wickedness in high places, man. See that? They're ready to take your life for what you say. All right, to find you and to put you in prison. You can't make this up. The famine of the word is here, man. This is war. Continually are they gathered together for war. Verse 3, they have sharpened their tongues like a serpent. Adder's poison is under their lips. Salah. Right? And part of that poison is going back to his laws, man. Right? You know, it says, "Keep me, O Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, from the hands of the wicked. Preserve me from the violent man, who have proposed to overthrow my goings." All right. The proud have hid a snare for me. In cords they have spread a net by the wayside. They have set gins for me. Salah. See that? So Esau, once again, you know, he's setting up these gins, he's setting up these traps, all right, to get us caught up. All right. All the articles is there. You can look online. There's plenty of news articles going into this information. All right. So we're very close to the famine of the word, man. This thing is going down, man. All right. Amos 8 and 11. Let's get one more. Because the point was pretty much made. So this is Amos 8 and 11. And it reads, it says, "Behold, the days come, save the Lord power, Yahweh Shema Shai, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai." That's the point. All right. It says, "And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord and shall not find it. In that day shall the fair virgins and young men faint of thirst, right? So his word is going away, right? The Lord is about to close up shop, so to speak, man. You know? So that's pretty much the point, man. You know, hey, brothers are doing lessons on it, man. The famine of the word is here. You know, they're doing everything. They're scrambling to get us off the streets, you know, to get us off the internet. Esau knows that his judgment is coming. Lamentations 4:21. All right, these devils know that they have to drink of that cup. Lamentations 4:21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cups also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken and shalt make thyself naked. Right, and that's what we talked about. See, Esau has to do this because you Edomites are looking terrible right now, man. All your dirty laundry is coming out, man. All your secrets, all your agendas, all the shit that's going on behind the scenes, right? All the bullshit that's going on with the Jeffrey Epstein, you know, the island, the trafficking rings. You see what I'm saying? The shit that you're doing to the food, the poisoning that you doing to the people, the oppression. You see what I'm saying? And the list goes on, man. All right. So Esau, hey, he ain't got a choice but to do this, man, because he's being completely made naked. He's being exposed. It says, the punishment of thy iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thy iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. You see that? So this is why they got to do this, because Esau's sins are being discovered. All right. He's being exposed as the wicked. All right. And he can't run. He can't hide, man. You see? But, you know, that's pretty much the point. We'll leave it like that, man. All right. You know, it's pretty much over for him. All right. So expect this thing to get more intense, to expect this thing to get worse. Hey, that's right, brother. All right. Zaquan Hawad. All right. GMS North Carolina 777. Luke 12:2. For there is nothing covered that should not be revealed, neither hid that should not be known. Exactly, man. And this is the spirit of the Lord. All right. Exposing these Edomites, man. Right? Pedophiles, weirdos, all right, Satanists, right? This is who, and this is who is ruling over us, right? The basis of men, the scriptures say, man. The scriptures say that they were viler than the earth, right? So he can't run, he can't escape. So these are his last desperate attempts to hinder the word, to hinder the truth, to get us off the street corners, to get us off the internet, man. All right, so you see it. All right, but anyway. Hey, I pray this quick lesson was informative and also edifying, man. I'm going to close it out by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Rakakwadash. Hey, double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who taught me this truth. Double salutations to all you Akim out there laboring in the house of David, the elect. Let's pushing this word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Hey, shalom to you, brothers, and shalom to the elect. Shalom. He's out of there.